So I just got to the house. I think for this trip, I've decided I'm going to box up the quilting books and try to sell those on Amazon. That'll free up a lot of space in here for more fabric. I'm just trying to get everything displayed for the sale, trying to make some room in here so people can walk around. I really wasn't motivated to come here for the past week or so. I don't know what was going on. I just didn't want to come back up here, but today I'm feeling in a much better mood. So I thought I would tackle it, try to get some work done. So for this trip, just try not to fight the bad feelings that come up or the grieving or missing my mom. Mother's Day was kind of hard for me. It was the first Mother's Day without her. So it just felt really strange not calling her or mailing her a card. But I know she's still here with me. I just can't see her or touch her in the physical sense, but I still feel her here emotionally and spiritually. So it's all just kind of a process I'm going through right now. Just a lot of up and down emotions. I'm sure I'll just get through it and move on to what I want to be doing with my life. So those are my plans for this trip, and we'll see how it goes. Here's me packing up the quilting books and putting them in the bedroom so I can have more space in the living room for the fabric. And while we're watching this, I thought I would answer some more of your questions. I got a lot of really good questions last time I asked, so I'll get through as many of them as I can. What is your rhythm for work and rest? I heard it's recommended to do 1 hour work and 15 minutes rest, or 20 minutes work and 10 minutes rest. What is yours? I really don't stick to a schedule when I'm working. When I first get to the house, I have a lot of energy, so I tend to work 2, 3, 4 hours, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm doing any type of heavy lifting, like books or fabric, I'll probably take a 5 or 10 minute rest every hour. Otherwise, I just work until I'm tired and want to sit down for a little bit. It's probably not a good thing to do, but since I'm only at the house for a limited time, I try to get as much done as I can. I get really exhausted at the end of the day just doing all this manual labor. And after 2 or 3 days of doing all this and then going back home, I really just lay in bed for about 2 or 3 days and not do anything. Just recuperating from all the work that I did. That's probably not a good thing, but I don't really see any other way. And I seem to recover after the 2 or 3 days, so I don't see any harm in doing it. So I don't really have a set schedule I stick to when I'm working. I really just work, I'd say 1 or 2 hours, and then kind of take a 20-minute break or so. And I tend to be a workaholic, so that's kind of just what works for me. I just want to get everything done for the day and then just go to bed and get some sleep. Do I do CrossFit? No, I do not do CrossFit. I focus mainly on weightlifting when I'm at the gym. I love to lift weights and see my muscles grow and get stronger. And there's just something about feeling the tension on my muscles when I'm lifting the weight. I just really like it. I don't know, I guess I'm weird like that. I do go to the gym 5 or 6 days a week. I go first thing in the morning when I wake up, and it energizes me for the rest of the day, puts me in a good mood. And I enjoy feeling stronger every day and being able to carry 40 pounds of cat litter up the stairs and not feel like my arms are going to fall off. And I just like being fit and being healthy. I do also do some cardio when I'm at the gym, maybe 15 or 20 minutes on the treadmill or the elliptical, just to get my heart pumping, break a sweat, and keep my metabolism up. And it just feels good to do some type of vigorous exercise after my weightlifting. Do I have any hobbies that I do when I'm not busy at my mom's house? I do have a lot of crafting hobbies. I was really big into making jewelry. I did silversmithing and beadwork. And I actually sold my jewelry online for quite a few years on Etsy. I have taken it down just because the jewelry field has gotten so competitive lately, and I don't have as much space in my house as I would like for a studio. So I still have all of my jewelry making supplies. They're just packed up in the closet right now. I do want to bring them back out. I do miss making jewelry, and I want to return to that hobby pretty soon, maybe once I'm done with my mom's house and I can move into a bigger place that'll allow me to have a bigger studio. I also like scrapbooking, any type of paper crafts. I was a graphic designer, so that's probably where that came from. I have done sewing in the past. When I was in junior high and high school, I would make a lot of my clothes and my own matching purses and accessories. I do like sewing. I haven't done it in quite a while. Maybe that's something I'll get back into. I do want to keep one or two of my mom's sewing machines, just because I do want to get back into sewing. I think it's a really fun and creative hobby. I've done paint by numbers. I've done just acrylic painting. I've done mosaics. I've done rubber stamping. I've really just enjoy pretty much any type of crafting hobby. I probably get it from my mom. My dad was into sewing also. That's probably where I get it from. So I do have a lot of crafting hobbies. I am a very creative person. I like coming up with new designs and just creating new things. Another big hobby I have is fitness and nutrition. As I mentioned before, I like going to the gym and working out. I'm really big into eating healthy and nutrition and supplements and just doing all the healthy things that you can do to stay healthy and not get sick. So I love researching different types of foods and supplements when they come out, and new exercise techniques, and just anything having to do with health and nutrition. Has all of this cleaning made you think about your own long-term future or brought any unhappy and stressful thoughts? Yes, I have thought about my long-term future when I am at my mom's house. I don't have any family or close friends to look after me when I get older. I really don't know what will happen if I get sick and I'm not able to take care of myself. I have no idea who's going to clean out my estate after I pass away. If I don't make any close friends here in the near future during my lifetime, I'm thinking my house will just go into foreclosure and up for auction, and whoever buys my house is going to clean it out, which is kind of disheartening to me. I don't want strangers going through my things, and all of them, I'm sure, would just get thrown out. So that does make me sad. I really don't know what's going to happen in my future. I have a lot more thinking to do and possibly reach out to some people who might want to take on the task of cleaning out my estate. Something I really need to think about later on when I get older. And it does make me sad to think everything I own is probably just going to get thrown out. But that's part of life. I mean, a lot of my mom's things are just, a lot of them I don't want them. She kept a lot of memento items that I really don't know anything about them. They don't mean anything to me. I'll probably end up just getting rid of them. And I'm sure is what's going to happen to my stuff. I have things here that doesn't mean anything to anybody else. So they'll just get tossed in the garbage. And it just made me really think about how unimportant our things are. Life is not about things, it's about people and sharing experiences with them. And I feel like this was kind of a big wake-up call for me. And I'll probably do some Swedish death cleaning when I get older, just so I don't have to burden anybody with cleaning out all of my stuff. Is there anything you have sold or donated that I actually regret? There are a few things that I did get rid of. One of them was a butterfly welcome mat. I had put out a stack of welcome mats at one of the estate sales, and I guess I didn't look through them very well because one lady grabbed this welcome mat that had a butterfly on it, and she wanted to buy it. And I really like butterflies, so I kind of looked at it. I was like, oh, I didn't see that one. But, I didn't say that out loud, but I let her buy it. And I figured, oh, that was a pretty butterfly mat. I probably should have kept it, but I can always just buy another one. A few of the storage containers I probably should have kept, just because I think they would come in handy for organize some of the quilting items, or just kind of packing stuff away. She had some really big Tupperware containers that would have been good for packing stuff up that I wanted to bring down to my house, but I guess I can just use boxes. And there were a couple of lamps she had in the living room. It was a nice stand. It was like a brushed nickel. It was real modern and simple looking. But I didn't like the lampshade on them, so I thought, oh, I'll just sell them. And then after some lady bought them and took them away, I thought, oh, I probably should have kept them and just put a different lampshade on them. But, I don't know, she probably just bought them at Target, so I could just go to Target and buy some more lamps and with a lampshade that I like. Other than that, there's really not anything I regret getting rid of. There was maybe a few kitchen items I thought I probably should have kept and tried to sell them on eBay instead of donating them to Goodwill, but that's okay. What is my astrological sign? I am a Pisces. I'm just a typical Pisces, creative, dreamer, always have my head in the clouds. Everything about Pisces, they say, it's true about me. Very creative. Talked about all the crafting stuff that I've done in the past. So, yep, typical Pisces. Love the water, love the ocean. I was sitting at the table eating my lunch and I saw a little kitty face in the window. Where is he? There he is. I was waiting for his visit. Hi. He didn't know I was over here because the door was closed, huh? Yeah, we got lots of stuff out. And it's a big mess in here. Where are we going? You want your food? you this morning. I missed you. I didn't know if you were gonna come see me or not. You like your new food? He's like, I don't know about this. Oh, he's eating it. Have you thought of selling the fabric online? I have thought about that. As far as the cut pieces of fabric, I would just go crazy photographing every single piece of fabric and listing it online. So I'm just going to sell that at the estate sale. I have looked at some of these jelly rolls, I guess they're called, and those little packs of fabric all pre-cut with and tied up with a ribbon. I think they're called charm packs. I'm probably going to sell those online just because it's already packaged up. So all I have to do is just drop it in a poly mailer and put a label on it, ship it out. I don't have to measure it and describe it because it's all pre-packaged, ready to go. And I did some research online, and wow, those things are expensive. I would get way more money selling them online than I will at the estate sale. So I am going to be selling a lot of that prepackaged stuff online. There's a lot of the quilt kits I'm going to sell online, and the table runner kits. Basically anything new in the package that I can get more than $10 for on eBay or Etsy. I'm just going to sell that online. It sounds like you have a good idea of what you're wanting to do. Do you feel more settled as you continue the clean out? I am feeling somewhat settled as I go about the cleaning process. I know when I first started, I was completely lost and overwhelmed, and I had no idea what I was doing or what I wanted to do or how to do it. So as I have gained experience over time, I have a better idea of what I'm doing and what I want to do. As far as the sales go, I think once I got started with cleaning and sorting, it cleared my mind and gave me some clarity about how to go about the process once I see things being organized and doing a little bit of research about how to sell things and what sells at garage sales and what doesn't sell and where to get rid of things. So that really helped clarify my vision for what I wanted to do. I think really just diving in and starting is really the hardest part, because when you're just standing in a house full of clutter, you just don't know where to go or what to do first. It's just completely overwhelming. That I've heard a few people say, well, how do you eat an elephant? Well, one bite at a time. You just got to take it step by step and just do what you can with little space in front of you, and once you get that cleared out, then do the next little space next to it, and just kind of take it small steps at a time. How is Coco doing? Coco, my cat, she's doing just fine. I leave her at home when I come up to the house. She got a good checkup from the doctor, so her UTI was all cleared up. She did have a little bit of inflammation in her bladder still, but the doctor wasn't too concerned. It's probably just leftover residue from the infection. But otherwise, she's doing fine. She is showing some symptoms of kidney disease, which is very common in cats her age. She is 20 years old. Unfortunately, there's not much that can be done about kidney disease. I've been through it with a few of my other cats. Really just gotta make sure they drink a lot of water and just care for them as the best you can, and just love them while they're here, because someday they're not going to be here. But for right now, she's doing fine. She mostly just sleeps all day. She'll sleep next to me when I'm sitting on the couch, and sometimes she'll sleep with me on my bed. Otherwise, she's in her little bed napping, and we're just doing good. Did my mom recognize she was a hoarder? What did she say about her situation? I've never heard my mom admit that she was a hoarder. I think deep down inside she knew she had too much stuff, but she would never admit it. She'd never do anything about it. She just kind of blocked it out of her head and tried to tell herself that it was normal. I've tried talking to her about it, but it was just in one ear and out the other. I think the hoarding was just her way of making herself happy. She enjoyed buying things. She liked shopping. So that was how she chose to spend her money and spend her time. I don't think she realized how much work this was going to be for whoever cleaned out her house. Do I feel like I'm making progress, or is it still overwhelming? It seems like there is still a lot to get rid of. Yes, there's still a lot of stuff to get rid of. I do feel like I'm making progress. I do still feel overwhelmed at times. There's just so much stuff here. I try not to think about all the stuff I still need to get rid of. But when I feel overwhelmed, I just look back on all the progress I've made. I've sold a lot of the home goods. I cleaned out the garage. I sold my dad's van. I sold their car. I've done a lot so far, even though it hardly looks like I made a dent. I just try not to think about what I have to do in the future or what it's going to take to get everything done. I just plan my trips just one day at a time, really, and that's all you can do. I just focus on that one day and try to get the stuff done that I plan to get done, and day by day it'll get there. Where did my mom get the envelope and copy paper boxes that were used for the fabric storage? I'm not sure, but she probably got them from her workplace. She was a secretary, so I'm sure she had access to all the envelope boxes. She always brought stuff home from work like that. She was always bringing boxes home and just organizing everything. She wanted everything in the same box, or the same size box, so it would all stack up real nice. And so yeah, she probably got them from her workplace. So thanks for all of the questions. I had a lot of fun answering them. I still have a few more to answer in an upcoming video. And if you have any more questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll get to them in a future video. So I was going through some of her craft items and I found this heart art, paper, stencils, stamp, and more. And I thought this was so cute. I love hearts, and it's like this little miniature art kit. So you have, it's like a little origami. So you have this origami paper. And stickers, and this little instruction book, where you can make all these little designs. Heart stand, checkered heart, origami hearts. Oh, look at these little scissors. Oh my gosh. It comes with a stencil, a little cherub, and a little stamp, and a little ink pad. So, and oh, there's another stencil. So, I just thought this was so cute, and I'm going to keep it. And I opened up this box, and I found a little handwritten note here. It says, "Happy is where the flip-flops are. Life is best in flip-flops. I love flip-flops. Life is better at the beach. Gone to the beach. Be back never. Wipe your flip-flops." And I love the beach. I love Hawaii. So I think she was going to make this for me. I'm not quite sure what it is, but there's all this aqua colored fabric and matching threads. So I just kind of had a little sad moment finding this, and it just reminded me of how much I love the beach, how much I love Hawaii, and it was just a project she was going to do that she never got to. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this stuff. Maybe I'll make something out of it, but that was kind of my melancholy moment for today. And I also love aqua. I think it's one of my favorite colors. But that's part of life. We don't always get to all of our projects. And just try to do as many as you can while you're here.